Right, here we are. So welcome those already on. We'll just wait a couple more minutes because we're early. Just do some checks. If you can hear me, just let me know in the chat box, please. Yeah, cool. Thanks, Johnny. Okay, cool. Thanks. Excellent. So now I'm going to share my screen. 1 second. And then that should be up and working too. Okay. All right. Bear with me while I sort this out. Here we go. Application. So just let me know if you can see that now as well, please. Happy New Year to you guys. Thank you for the Happy New Year wishes too. It's going to be an awesome one. Okay, cool. Thank you. We're all set. Technically, we're on fire. Let's hope I'll give you something worth coming on here for, huh? Okay, so 1 o'clock. We've still got some people logging in, so we'll wait 1 minute, if that's okay. Okay, so we've got a few on now. Another one joining. Hello, everyone. Nappa's finally got out of bed. Hi, Nappa. Just kidding, mate. I think you've had some good success in the last couple of weeks or so. So good. Must have been a good Christmas. All right, so we're going to get kicking. So just make sure you can all just do a double yes, yes. You can see my screen and you can hear me, please. Okay, cool. That's a yes, yes. Okay, there is a recording. Thank you. There is a recording, and you will get an automatic link after this. So if you miss anything, because you know sometimes I go a bit fast, I get a bit carried away. Let's crack on. So this is about goals and mindset for 2017. So it's here. There's no more procrastination, no more shit. I've got to get onto this. Maybe I should do something. Blah blah blah. Now the majority of people on here, in fact, 90% probably, have all done the rent-to-rent course or the service accommodation course or both, or they're on the advanced mastermind group as well. So welcome, and it's time to basically pull our fingers out and get started. Why am I doing this? Well, again, I want everyone to be successful. Some messages this year, you know, the New Year's Eve messages, Happy New Year and all that sort of stuff, and some inspiring stuff. Trust me, it's some of them actually I got a bit emotional about, because some people have gone from zero, in fact debt, to life-changing experiences, and they all say thanks Ash, well done, you know, you're a superstar, blah blah blah. But it's not down to me, and that's a bit about what we're going to talk about today. You know, I've taught you 20% of what you need to do. 80% it's you, it's your mindset, it's your goal setting. So that's the reason we need to make sure that you do this and you do this right, and you start the year off thinking in the correct manner. You know, New Year's resolutions, we'll talk a bit about that. Yes, they are good in a sense, but some of the figures that you'll see about New Year's resolutions and how they completely fuck you up, are not good. So we need to make sure we manage our minds and mindsets, know what the difference is, what the different mindsets are, how to set goals, why we set goals, etc., etc. So number one, procrastination stops right now. And for those on here, it's awesome to see so many people on here today. And I just thought I'd do this, you know, from just, you know, the top of my head. And I thought, yeah, let's do it. I jotted down some quick slides, so I'll do most of the talking, but there's some slides there for the recording, so you can go back and please take notes. If you want to take notes, text me afterwards, email me, whatever you want to do. So procrastination is a massive killer, because it's basically, you know, you'll put off today what you can do tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. And if you truly want to be successful, you've got to get off your ass, as you know, we always say, Goya, Goya, Goya. So let's crack on. So goal setting, it's a bit of a pre-test for us, okay? So you need to set time in your diaries. And yes, fuck me, this is going to be work. Yes. You cannot set a goal and expect it just to out of thin air go, boom. Wow, look at that. New Year's Eve 2017, which is just under a year away. You look at each other, your loved ones, and you go, we did it. We did it, and we were so lucky. Why were we so lucky? Because we did fuck all. We didn't do any work, and we achieved our goals. Unless that goals is laying in bed all bloody day, then you're not going to achieve any goals. So you need to set tasks in your diary. Now, this may sound basic, but I can guarantee you very, very few of you are doing this. And they need to be recurring. So they need to be in your diary to make sure that every week, on every Friday morning, I do my admin for 2 hours. Every Monday morning, I get up and I start hitting agents, or I start talking to my business partner, or looking for business partners, or whatever that might be, because not everyone here has money and they need money, and they need that in a business partner. Now, a business partner very rarely is going to go, boom, there I am. Here's 50 grand, here's 5 grand, here's 10 grand, whatever. You need to nurture these relationships, right? And you can't just go to people and say, hey, I need 50 grand. There needs to be a good, tangible reason why they would invest in you. And why you need to explain to them why you're not going to a bank, and, you know, and what the returns are for them, and that type of thing. So the deal needs to be really, really good, and you need to be trusted. So you need to treat people with respect and get to know them before you start asking them for money. You wouldn't just walk up to someone in the street, hey, yeah, I've got a deal. Can I have 5 grand, 10 grand, 50 grand? Is that okay? And they go, fuck are you? It's exactly the same on this, but you're doing it on social media. For those who I mentor, I do go out and I look for mentors, for JV partners for you, but I already have that credibility. I have that credibility of teaching the people that are basically going to be your JV partner, and I give them a rundown of who you are, and I get you guys to meet. And there's some awesome partnerships that have been sprung up here with some of the guys, and some of them here. I know Napa's got partnerships with 3 or 4 different people. I know that Jazz has got a partnership with a guy. Jimmy's got a partnership now, helping out his brother-in-law and that type of thing. So he's kind of the partner there. Nigel and Ian have struck up an amazing partnership after meeting on our AMG group. We'll explain more about that later. But he's now gone from 0 to negotiating 15 service accommodation deals. And he's just, I think, signed up. I think it was on the group this morning, signed up 3 deals. So that's a guy who we've helped out a bit, and he's very grateful. He shows loads of gratitude. And you talk about the power of attraction, mate. He's got that. He's well done, Nigel, because I know you'll probably be listening to this later, but he's too busy at the moment negotiating these deals. So well done to both of you. There's an enormous amount of trust there, but there's an enormous amount of work too. And he's setting these things in his diaries, key tasks that he needs to do on every day, every single basis. So make sure you do that. It creates a discipline for you. And if you don't have these daily disciplines, you're not going to be successful, and you're not going to achieve your goals. It's as blunt as that. Stick to your local area. Get to know your area, where you are. Don't start flitting around because you think, well, your area doesn't work. If your area doesn't work, fair enough. But stop working that area, move to another area, and only work that area, because you'll spend so much time traveling around, driving, looking out the window. Oh, wow, look at this, nice street, nice houses. We don't give a shit about that. We do our due diligence. We do it on the internet, so we don't need to drive anywhere. That's the awesome thing about the internet. So make sure it's your area. And an estate agent or a letting agent, they're not always going to give you a deal straight away. Although, you know, when I've been out with the guys that I mentor, we've walked into places and we've ended up getting deals. Sometimes you just have to be right time, right place, etc. But ordinarily, it could be the 4th or 5th time that you need to strike up. You know, again, you're working with a JV partner, and that JV partner is that letting agent. And if you're doing a flip deal or anything like that, it's going to be an estate agent, and you need to create these relationships. Relationships are so deadly important when you're setting your goals, because it should be one of your goals should be to create more relationships with the key people that are going to help you deliver business and deliver you profit for your business over the next 12 months. So if you perceive that you're not where you want to be today, you need to be specific about where you want to be. So goals need to be specific. So if you say today, oh man, I'm doing shit, I'm not doing so well, you only look back, and don't look back at 2016 and think it was a shit year, because I know loads of people on here will be looking back at 2016 and think it was an awesome year, because I know some of you guys have done so well and you're making thousands of pounds a month from profit. But some of you will look back and you'll think to yourself, even those successful ones, and think, man, I'm making $5,000 a month, I'm making $6,000, $7,000 a month. But then the trouble is that what you do is you look up and you see other people making 15, 20, 30,000 pounds a month in a shorter time or the same time as what you've done. Not everyone has the same ability. Everyone has the same education, the same knowledge, but you don't always have the same ability. You don't have the same drive. Now, you can create that in yourself, but it's to do that, you need to going to create also back to step one. You need to create these daily tasks for yourself so that something is getting you to do these and motivating you to do these. If you look at those tasks and say, I don't want to do them, we're going to have a coffee and fuck around with my friends or something like that and waste time, then I suggest you get off this call, get off the group and go and sit down, relax, and don't make any money, because that's all you're going to do. You're just going to waste your time flitting and shitting around on webinars like this and other people's webinars and courses and that type of thing. So you need to be serious and immerse yourself in this. Write specific goals. Right, number one, my goal for next year, in the next 18 months, is create a £1 million business. There's a £1 million turnover. Ever heard of anyone doing that? I know lots of people who've done that. Where have they done it? Well, mainly in property, some of them in IT. But the ones that I know in property, and that's what I know property, that's what I'm going to do. And I'll tell you how I'm going to do that towards the end. And I'm so hell-bent on hitting that number, I can tell you that. You know, watch this space. Only compare yourselves, as I was saying before, when you look up and see other people making 20, 30 grand a month, compare yourself to others for inspiration only, who are doing it or doing it better or doing it well. So you should be inspired to get to that level. You shouldn't look at that level and then think to yourself, oh, I can never get there. That's a load of shit. In the last 12 months, you might have produced 5, 10, 5, 6, 7, or even £2,000 a month additional income for yourself. And you might have only done that working a couple of days a month or something like that. Think about your day job at the moment. For those on here who still have a day job, think about your day job and think to yourself how long it's going to take you to create that additional income in your day job, and how much you're going to have to some dickhead poking you up your ass saying, do this, do that, I want to report Christmas Eve. I know a girl, a friend of ours, my wife and ours, well, she's a girl, but she's 44, got a couple of kids, and she works in the corporate world. And I said to her, so what are your goals for next year? She said, whatever my bloody boss tells me they are. I went, whoa, what about your personal goals? Well, I'm going to have to work those into my boss. I went, oh, shit. So basically your life revolves around your corporate life. Well, yes, it does. And she was very honest and open about it. Now, she earns probably around about 130 grand a year, which is good money. But she's not happy in her job. And I tell you what, talking about creating a £1 million business over the next 18 months, I told her how I'm going to do that. And she said to me, I don't have the time. Fuck me. Find the time, girl. Anyway, so you need to have a capital and an income strategy. What we have at the moment, most of you on here, we have an income strategy, and a lot of us have achieved the income strategy or the level or the goal that we need to get to. For those of you, you now have that cash flow, and you now have the time, if you like, because you've got to your cash flow levels. You need to start looking at capital growth through other strategies. So you need to start thinking about, okay, am I going to do buy-to-let? How am I going to do buy-to-let? If you do buy-to-let, I suggest you do it in the service accommodation way, not the traditional way, because of new laws and taxes and that type of thing coming in that will just smash you to pieces. Yes, you'll have the capital growth, but you're going to get hit on your income. Anyway, most of you will be on the 40% bracket now, even though you're getting dividends. So get accountability from someone outside of you, outside of yourself. We do this at the AMG group, which is Advanced Mastermind group, not the Mercedes tuning group. And what this does, excuse me, what this does for you, excuse me. So I have people like Emmanuel, Ezekiel, and I have also my wife. They make me accountable. My wife said to me on the 27th of December, what are you doing for the rest of the week? I said, I don't know, I might just chill, you know. And she said, you don't chill, you don't do chill, and you can't chill. Why don't you get off your ass and do some work? So you might have seen some stuff going out from me, and that's what I was doing. And I was signing off a new company that for a new service accommodation property that we've taken on that starts on Monday week. So cool. So busy fools create stress. So what I mean by that is, if you're not doing step one, you're going to be running around chasing your tails. And as cute as that look when you see a dog doing it, also looks freaking stupid, right? So you need to make sure that you are doing what you need to be doing to achieve your goals. So if you're flitting around doing a bit of shit here, doing a bit of shit there, walking around, I'll walk the dog again. I'll walk the dog twice. Now, the problem, one single problem with creating cash flow like we have, and some of you who are creating 7, 10, 15, 20, 30 grand a month, it can make you lazy because you think, oh, I got the money, I'm fine, I'm making residual income, and there's not a lot of work I've got to do. Yes, you still got to do a lot of work, but some of you might be doing less than you probably should do because you're not growing the business. And what you'll do is you'll find that you'll start working in the business and not on the business, which is a terrible mistake. And you will be a busy fool. You will not be growing the business. You may actually be depleting the business. So you need to start to learn how to scale your business as well. You can only think one thing at a time. As much as women think they can think about 2 or 3 different things at once, they probably can, but you're only thinking one thing at the time. Then you think about that, you think about another thing. So when we talk about positive and negative things will come into your head on the odd occasion. Especially sometimes if you wake up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you can't get back to sleep. You have to delete these things out of your head and then start thinking about positive things. So if things come up like, oh, have I got enough money or whatever? And you think, oh, no, I don't. Start thinking about, okay, so how am I going to make more money? Okay, start thinking positive. It's much easier than thinking negative, and it stops the drain on your brain. Trust me. So focus on your strengths, manage your weaknesses. You have no money. Should you try and create money? Of course, absolutely. But if you focus on the lack, which is the negative, that's not going to earn you money, is it? Focusing on a lack of money, which is the problem, is not the answer to lack of money. You need to focus on a solution. So if you want to earn money, focus on a solution to earning money. And Nap was on here, and you know, we had a chat some 3-4 months ago, and Apple won't mind me saying that he phoned me up and he said, boss, I've got a problem, 2 problems, 3 problems, 10 problems. Okay, Napa, go for it, fire away. So I'll just kind of humor you if you tell me that, and I'll say, tell me what the problem is, go for it. You'll tell me these problems and I'll hear the problems and listen to the shit, and yes, we'll go on here. And my answer to Napa was, Napa, what's the solution? Oh, I haven't thought about a solution. Now, what Napa then did is went away and, as it says here, focused on his strengths and the things that he knows that he can do to create a solution. So Napa went off and Napa created solutions. And I didn't hear from Napa again because the problems or the lack of or whatever it was fixed. So the reason that people come to me primarily is because they have a lack of money or they have a lack of income or they want to get out of the day job or whatever it might be that they want to do. The number one thing before you take on any course is start focusing on how you're going to make money and stop thinking and worrying about the shit that you haven't got any money or doesn't make you money. You know, bills are not going to make you money. And if you think about bills, that's all you're going to think about. But you think, right, wow, I've got a bill of £500. How do I get this paid? Right, let's go and make 10 times that amount. Let's go and make £5,000 a month. And then that bill's no longer an issue to me. So if you want to make money, you know how to make money because you've all done the courses. So I know that some of you have come to me over the Christmas period, and I don't want to name you. You said, oh, you know, I can't do this. I don't know how to do that, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, fuck's sake, focus on what you can do, not what you're not doing. I hope that's clear. What you focus on expands and grows. So if you're going to focus on negative shit, it's going to grow and grow and grow and grow, and it's going to wind you down, grind you down, should I say, and you're going to get to this point you think, oh, am I having a fucking panic attack or whatever it is? You're going to go to the doctor give you medication, or make you feel worse. Or you can do the opposite. Focus on the positives in life. And I can tell you what, there are far more positives in life than there are negatives. When you watch the news about some dickhead going into a nightclub and shooting 39 people, unarmed people with a bloody machine gun, that's a massive negative in life, right? And it's created so many negatives in the different families and what have you. And I understand that. And it's just terrible. And then there's other negative stuff. You hear about the manager of Manchester City, you know, wants to quit, wants to do this. I don't know. Does it have an impact on your life right here, right now to make money? No, it doesn't. I very, very rarely watch the news because it's all about negative stuff. The news only runs for an hour. And that hour maximum gives you the top negative things in the world today. At the end of it, they may give you a good story, you know, just to make you feel good. So you come back and watch the bloody news again. It's all this NLP stuff that they also use. If the news was to run all positive things on a daily basis, no one would probably watch it, because people like to hear the negative shit. This is what the majority of the population do. This is why the majority of the population make fuck all money. This is why they pay the majority of the taxes. The higher income people, you might think they get taxed higher, but they don't pay all the taxes. All the people going out earning the basic wage and this type of thing, they pay all the taxes. They pay for everything just about, because it's 95% of the population. You guys here, most of you here, you're in the top 10% earners in the country, if not the world. So be proud of that. But you must focus on what's good. You can't have money and excuses. So as I said there, you can have all the excuses in the world and focus on the problems. But if you want to focus on money and you want to focus on making money, then you need to focus on the positives. But you can't have both. We all need to earn disposable income, and that's what you're doing now. For those who aren't, you need to up your game. Stop looking at yourself in the fucking mirror and saying, oh dear, woe was me. Turn around and get out the bloody door and start working for it. So New Year's resolutions. Well, I haven't actually made any New Year's resolutions for probably the last 5 years because they're all a load of shit. But if that New Year's resolution is documented as a goal, then perhaps you might hold on to your New Year's resolution this year. But if we want to reach our goals, we're supposed to identify what they are, right? Yes. You need to write these down. You need to write down, okay, I need to earn money. I need to earn this much money. And then, okay, I need to earn money. And then you break it down. I need to earn £5,650 per month to ring fence my lifestyle. And then you say, right, that breaks it down to per week of, I don't know, 1,500 quid, whatever it is. I haven't got a calculator. And then you say, okay, per day, what does that work out to? Right, so what do I need to do on a daily basis to develop that amount of income on a monthly basis? And then you work out, as we said back in step one, you write down those tasks that you need to do. You don't say to yourself, right, I want to earn £1 million this year. And I know I've done 1.5 million, but that's fine because I'm in a certain place at the moment and I can grow to that much quicker. And I've got a massive plan and plans of action of what I need to do. And the key there, I have a massive plan and I have a separate plan, which is the action plan, which is my get off my ass plan. Because if I don't get off my ass, that plan's just going to be, you know, writing on a wall. that's just wasted ink and wasted paper. I may as well not even bother. So you need to figure out a plan for how we're going to get there and measure results. So when I say measure results, you don't say, oh, month one, I got to month one and I did shit. I did nothing. Because this could be like your quarter by quarter by quarter. It could be a ramp-up period of 2 to 3 months. Sometimes that's rent to rent. A ramp-up period of 2 to 3 months, and depending on who you are, it could be 6 months. So in the 6 months, first 6 months, you're not going to reward yourself with income, so to speak, but you need to look back and say, right, where have I come? What have I done? I've increased this knowledge. I've got to this area. Right, bang, tick the box, give yourself a reward. These little small wins you must give yourself, even if it's go down a pub, have a pint or 6 or 7 or whatever it is. And your reward might be, hey, man, I have some pork scratchers today. I don't care. I'm going for it. Give yourself little rewards and document these rewards. Right, this is when I did this and this and this. Because when you look back at it and read it, fuck, yes, I've actually come a long way. I've done really well. Don't look back and say, oh, no, oh, shit, I didn't do this. Look back and say to yourself what you've done. And if there's things that you've missed out, write them into the plan for the next 2 months. Keep it going. You need to assess how you're going and what you're doing. Think about it. If I come to you, and if you want to share your goals with me, share them with you, and I will write in my diary, right, I'm going to call up Johnny, Nancy, Shania, Keith, Napa. I'm going to call you guys up and say, right, where are you at today? Month 3. What have you done? Oh shit. Oh, the goals. Yeah, I forgot about those. Or would you say, okay, no problem. Good luck with what you're doing. Ta-ta. Am I going to waste my time with you if you're not doing anything? No way. But this is basic personal development, right? 101, which everyone out there teaches you. Okay, you need to assess how you're going, set the goals, but don't set massive goals. If you want to set a massive goal for 5 years' time, you want to be earning £1 million a year, bang, do that. But then come back, work back, and decrease it back to day one. Because you can't go out tomorrow and go, right, I'm going to make £1 million. You can say it, but you ain't going to do it. New Year's resolutions. Okay. Of those who do make them, vast majorities are successful for the first week. Now we are tomorrow halfway through that first week. So in another 3.5 days, most of you who've made a New Year's resolution will give up. Now I went to the gym yesterday morning and it was freaking packed. And I said to myself, this will be empty in a week. I guarantee it will be. I almost took a photo and then I was going to take another photo in a week and compare the two. Studies have shown, not my studies, that 8% of all of the people that make New Year's resolutions are consistently successful with it. 8% of all people. That's 8 out of 100. 80 out of 1,000, whatever you want to look at it like. That's shit, isn't it? Now, all of you are looking at the screen and thinking, he's right, and I've made a New Year's resolution. And the number one New Year's resolution is to get these chunk off my ass. Because you put so much on during the Christmas festive period, and you think, oh, I'll just have a little bit more. I'll just have another chocolate. I'll have another 17 fucking mince pies with custard on top, and then I'll wash it down with some Baileys. And you put on a few pounds, etc. This is why I get straight back into the gym. Bang, bang, bang. Some people make decisions and stick to them, and unsuccessful people don't. So if you want to be successful, you need to set goals and do what I said to you, write down the tasks and make them achievable, and also measure them. Because if you don't measure them, you're knackered. You need to be dead serious and 100% committed to your goals. Like the movie The In-Betweeners, nothing in between. If you cannot say to yourself that I'm going to be 100% committed to achieving my goal, you cannot be 99 or 99.9%, because that 0.1% will drag you down. It will kill your goal. You need to be 100% committed. And to be 100% committed, the goal cannot just be about you. It needs to be about something that is essential to your life for improvement. It needs to be about others as well. It doesn't have to be about family. It can be about friends. It can be about, your JV partner. Your JV partner may spur you on and motivate you. But you cannot do this alone, and you should never, ever do this alone. That includes anyone who's looking at weight loss. It starts with the freaking head, then it ends with the body. But if your head is not strong enough to be consistent and 100% committed, like some people go out and get a coach, they get a fitness coach or personal trainer, they need that to keep them going. They need that so the personal trainer says, right, you're back here again Wednesday, you're back here again Friday, and you're back here again on Monday. So again, remember task 1, you set these things in your diary. So if you can't do it, get someone else to do it for you. We can help you. Emmanuel and I can help you with that if that's something that you need. And you need to create successful habits or unsuccessful habits. Now, I'm not saying create unsuccessful habits there. You need to create successful habits. And again, it's back to that step 1. Step 1 is the most bloody important. This is what's getting you to do your stuff on a daily basis. If you are not doing the shit on a daily basis that you need to do, and if you skip a week, you're back. You could fall back a month, 2 months, 3 months, because you're losing that momentum. Pick something that you're super serious about and that you know that you need to change. If you're, tall and skinny, why would you want to set yourself a weight loss? If you're making 30 grand a month, why would you want to set yourself a goal to make 20 grand a month, so to speak? You need to increase that to 50 and say, okay, I'm like Jimmy, I'm going to have a chat to Jimmy in the next couple of days when he's back from Dubai spending all his money. And it will go like this. Jimmy, you're on 30 grand a month now. How does it feel? Oh, great, fucking brilliant. Yeah, all right, son, that's how Jimmy talks. Right, okay, so what are your plans now to double that in the next year? In fact, what are your plans now? What are your goals to turn that into 80 grand a year, 80 grand a month profit? Because if you can do it as a beginner in year 1, make 30 grand a month, I'd expect you to make 50 grand in 2017 additional. So that's the conversation that I will have with him. And I'm going to send out emails and have conversations with other people on here who are on the mentoring group as well and say, what the fuck are you doing? What's going on? What are your plans? What are your goals? Now, I'm not going to do that until next week. So you've had this call, and you'll also have the mentoring call on Monday that we have, part of the mentoring. And you'll also get another jab up the backside. And then after that, I'm going to ask you to send me all your goals and how you're going to achieve them, what you're going to do on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, and how you're going to reward yourself. So for those on here who are on the mentoring, that's a little bit of a heads up for you. Tell your mates. So it must be a necessity for you to work on. So it's a much easier win for you. So if you know you're only making 2 grand a month at the moment, you need 4. That's an awesome necessity. So start with that. Make sure you stick to one. Again, a necessity could be you've gone to the doctor and the doctor said, Ash, you're going to have a stroke in the next 2 weeks if you don't lose your weight or something like that, or get fit or reduce the visceral fat, whatever it is. I don't know. And so that becomes a necessity. And if you care about your life, bang, you do it. Or it might be to stop drinking or stop smoking or something like that. So you make sure you're serious and stick to one resolution, i.e. New Year's resolution for now. So I don't want you to clog your brain. I want you to exercise your freaking brain, not just your body. Read shit, get to know what you need to do to make these goals happen, whether if that's to make cash flow, speak to me, obviously. And despite, some of the negativity here that might sound like bad odds of being successful with resolutions, i.e. only 8%, take note that the people who do make New Year's resolutions are probably 10 times more likely to be successful achieving their goals than those who don't, because at least they are setting a goal. And for the 8% who come out the other end, boom, they are the 8% that we need to be part of. Remember at the start I said we want to be part of the top 10%? We don't give a shit about the 90%. We really do not give a fuck, because we do not care about making the average wage. We do not care about being average. We do not care about driving around in the average car. I'm not a big fan of cars. I like cars, but I'm not into the big cars. I bought myself a Land Rover Defender, a black one, because I just love driving around it. My wife hates it, and it's the one with the old vents and stuff, and I love it, but that's me. That's a bit of a release, and that's a small reward that I gave myself. But you'll probably never see me running around in a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or anything like that, because those things do not benefit my kids and do not benefit my wife and do not benefit my family. And 99% of this is why I do this. So let's crack on. 2 choices, people. Do something about it, or keep doing what you're doing. I know some of you here are saying, oh, Bash, but I've done all right this year. I'm doing this because I do not want you to sit down in your brand new comfort zone that's stretched out 100 feet beyond what it was a year ago. I want you to push that fucker out and stretch it to another 100 feet. And then in 12 months' time, you'll be saying to yourself, you know what? I remember that call. I remember Ash saying, stretch your comfort zone. Double the income this year. Make more money. If you don't need the money, give the fucker away. It feels good to give. Christmas is just gone. You know, my wife says, "Yo, you hate receiving gifts, don't you?" I say, "Well, I kind of do." And I'm not big on receiving stuff, but she said, "But look at you when you're giving gifts. Everyone feels better when they're given a gift, right? So if you want to give to a charity or whatever it might be, go out there, make some money, help others out as well. It feels freaking good, trust me. And I know a lot of you are already doing that anyway. So let's not kid the bullshitters. Let's not bullshit a bullshitter. You will need to work hard. Goya, get off your ass, as we know. Or what could we call it today? Goals only you achieve. There you go. There's a brand new one. Goals only you achieve. What a dickhead. So this is all about getting off your backside and going out and working hard. So if you really want to experience success, you must be prepared to work for it. If I said to Napa, have you sat on your ass all year to make this 80, 90 grand a year that you're now enjoying? No. If I said to Jimmy, have you sat on your ass to go and make this money? No. Or Anna's on here. Have you sat on your ass? No, not at all. Shania, no, Shania's doing well. Have you sat on your ass? No, not at all. Ravi. Ravi's put on a few pounds, I think, Ravi, I noticed, mate, in the photos. What's going on? You need some help? That's a private joke, by the way. Thanks for the input on the post before, mate. So there aren't any books that are going to magically eliminate or reduce the workload for you. And none of these will help you be successful without putting in the hard yards. So it's that horrible word that people do not like action. Just like the old directors say when a movie kicks off, action. Until he says action, no one does a thing. So you need to be your own little director in your own little movie. You need to get the set ready, which is your goals. You need to get the actors in place, which could be your JVs or whatever it might be. You need the sound man, you need the dick man, the head man, the tip man, depending on what sort of movie you're making. And then from there, when you're ready, you've got everything in place, boom, action. Then you start doing your stuff. Get off your ass and do it. If you don't have everyone in place because you're thinking, oh, the sound man's little gaffer or whatever is not here. If you don't have the little gaffer man, it's not going to stop you making a movie. So just get started with it. You know, get started with what you have. Do not procrastinate. Here's a little statement, and I hear this quite a bit actually from some experienced property guys out there who are not making anywhere as near as much as they should be. Hopefully, luck will be on my side next year, or now in this case, this year, and business will make a turn for the better. Sadly, people, that way of thinking is going to do fuck all to help you become successful. Remember back to the positives and the negatives. That this way of thinking, if you keep thinking this way, it's going to grow and expand and eat the shit out of your brain. It's going to keep you awake at night. You're going to be taking pills to go to sleep. You're going to be taking pills to wake up. And you're going to say, Ash, I can't do it. I can't do it. If you convince yourself that you can't do it, guess what's going to happen? But if you convince yourself that you can do it, you take action, you get off your ass, you set all these things in place that you can, guess what's going to happen? Ta-ta, it's magic. Put past failures behind you. There are more failures in the world than success stories. We know this. We've spoken about that 90% of people. I'm not saying they're all failures, but as far as making money, you know, we're looking to be in the top 10%. And in my case, I'd rather be in the top 5%. I don't need to be in the top 1% because they're billionaires. I don't need to be there. I don't want to be there. But most people fail. But most people do actually fail because they don't have a plan. So we need to when we're an entrepreneur, you've been quite fortunate, the people here on this group, because the majority of you have taken and stepped up to the plate. And as it says here, you know, we want to hit a home run on our first attempt at the bat. So you've been up there and you've got a couple of strikes, and then boom, you've hit that third ball and you've hit a home run. It's gone fucking flying over the wall. But that's because you've had the education, you've got the knowledge, the first 20%, and then you've gone and got off your ass. So believe it or not, you are very, very fortunate to be in the position that you're in, that you've actually gone out, you've got the right education, you've had people sticking boots up your ass, and you've gone and done it, and you've made a lot of money, and you're still making a lot of money, and you're actually making more and more money now. Whereas some other people, they go out, they start a restaurant, and they fuck all about it. They don't really want to go and get the education. They think I can cook spag bog, or you know, I can cook a poached egg or whatever it might be. And they start a restaurant. They know nothing about it. They don't know anything about marketing. They don't know anything about payment systems, writing menus, how you should write menus, about food and how food goes together. So they fail because normally down to lack of motivation. Lack of education, then lack of motivation. So we like to try and provide both. So you're very lucky in this case here. But if you're looking to branch out into another business, then you need to get educated on it. So my wife said, I want to start up a children's nursery 18 months ago. So I said, okay, great. What do you know about it? I don't know anything about it. I've had 2 kids. It's a bit of experience. It's like, you know, I've eaten spaghetti bolognese. Wow, I can open a restaurant. And I said, yeah, okay, fair enough. So what else? She said, well, I've spoken to Emma. We're getting on really well, and we've known each other for a while. And she used to be the nursery nurse for my children, and she was the manager of the nursery, and she was for 3 years. And I will use her to manage it. Boom, great, JV partner. So we bought it, and she gets 10% of the company for managing it, and we take 90% of the profits. And that, in essence, was also a bit of a home run on her first bat. But she had the right education, she had the right people behind her, or with her, so to speak. She doesn't say behind her, or with her. So you can take, you know, for those who want to get capital growth, you can go out and you can start stepping up to the plate and getting 100 strikes and think, fucking hell, I did a buy to let and I lost money, or I did a buy to let and all these taxes have killed me, and you know, what do? I did the wrong strategy, or I did a resi to commercial to resi. Either way, I did it in the wrong way, and fuck, I've lost 100 grand or whatever it is. Get the right education, right? So in order to eventually get your win, you will need to learn from any past mistakes. Now, I don't want you to go out and make any. I want to limit your mistakes from here on in, if and only if it's to do with property. I want to open up a childcare, speak to my wife. So you need to focus all your energy and your momentum on what you have in front of you. I've had several failures before I found success with a marketing agency that I worked with a long time ago. And when I was sort of working in a day job. And I remember when I first came to England, actually. And, you know, I'd been really successful with sales and that type of thing in Australia, and came here and they sort of said to me, what do you do? What do you know? And told them what I know and what I do. And they pretty much all turned around to me in the recruitment companies and laughed at me and said, you have no experience here. And somebody said to me, do you know where Reading is? And I went, no, I don't. And they said, well, when you find out, come back and see us. So the job that I had to take, and I know that some guys here actually do recruitment, I had to do IT recruitment. And I lasted for about 6 months. I went back to the agency, said, I know where Reading is now. And then I got another job, and with a marketing agency, and I did really well. But then I just outgrew it. I thought, this is shit, and I hate it. And I went going to another company, and ended up running the whole company in London within 12 months. But that's because I set my goals to make a certain amount of money in that time. In those days, it was to make 90 grand a year, and I made 96, I think it was, on my first year in that company. So you need to set yourself realistic goals, put the past failures behind you, Because if I'd have dwelled on my failures of working for, you know, £2 an hour, that's what it felt like in an IT recruitment company, you know, I could have just dwelled on it and been upset. And I was working from 7 till 7, and it's just, oh, it fucking drove me mad. But I'm the type of person that drove me so mad, I said, I'm never doing this shit ever again. So you need to show up daily. Getting back to step 1. The minute you start to slack off, or if you switch off, or you go in cruise control, or dick control, or woe is me control, you're going to lose all of that momentum. So if in 3 weeks' time or 3 months' time, you've done all this amazing planning to say, oh, fuck, I'm so tired. I can't do this. I don't want to work till 7 o'clock at night. I don't want to work at 8 o'clock at night. I don't want to listen to a webinar at 8 o'clock at night. You're going to lose momentum, and you're going to be back among the 90%. You're sitting there watching, you know, EastEnders or Coronation Street or fucking woeisme.com. So my plate, as you know, is beyond full. It's maxing over the top. It's like some bloke at a bloody big carvery, like, shit, I can eat all I want. I'm going to overflow it. That's what my plate looks like at the moment. I'm thinking, how can I even start? But if I don't show up every single day, giving 100%, it's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a disaster for me. It's going to be a disaster for you. Now, the problem that I have, it's not a problem. The challenge that I have, if you like, is that I have a lot of people who rely on me as well, like some of you here, to actually make you successful as well. And we've got some new stuff that we're bringing out to help you do that. And a lot of it will be motivation as well, because some of you said to me, Ash, it's down to my mindset. You know, I know what I need to do. It's just I need to get up my ass and do it. So we're going to do a lot more around that. But you need to, you know, I'm having to commit myself. I'm having to hold myself accountable for this, and also I've got other people holding me accountable. My wife and kids, even though my kids don't know it, they are holding me accountable. Trust me. My son this year goes into private school, so you know that's another bill that comes up. We're not worried about that, obviously, but it's another thing that I say, right, okay, that's $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year. That's when he first starts in school. But then you've got to say to yourself, right, that's $12,000. That means I'm going to earn $20,000 to cover that. So I say to myself, well, let's go and earn another 30, 40 grand in the year to cover that. So we're still way ahead. So we still have that disposable income. But with the knowledge that you have here and the experience that a lot of you have, you can easily go and you can turn the tap on. You can turn the tap on full if you want. You get a fucking mixer tap and mix it up. You know how to do it. You just got to get off your ass and do it. Work on your business daily. You cannot work in your business. Remember I said at the start, you need to work on your business. This is the only way you're going to scale your business. Working in it, you're going to be doing the niggly bullshit crap, you know, checking on tenants, doing this. Bite the freaking bullet. Get a manager to do the shit. Even if you have to pay him $2.5 a month, that's 2 deals. Fucking do it. And then go and get yourself 3, 4 more deals. Pass them to the manager. There you go. Some people have sent me text over Christmas and stuff, and I've had this tenant working done this Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve and blah, blah, blah. Get a manager to sort the shit for you. When you're making 7, 8, 9 grand, 10 grand a month, start to pay other people. Get virtual assistants. Get it done. Start to leverage people's time so that you can grow and scale your business. You cannot make 20, 30 grand a month working on your own. You're going to need to scale it. So I did this. I used to think that, you know, and then my wife says, right, I need my husband back. Give up your 18, 20 hours a day. Go and start to employ people. And at the time, I thought to myself, fucking hell, it's giving away a lot of profit. And then guess what happens? Someone does that. You start to work on your business. You make more money. And then you can also start to look at other things within your business and look at other ideas and other strategies to grow. Learn and improve daily. You must always be looking to be getting better or to better yourself. Learn from people. Like Anthony Robbins also said, find somebody who's doing what you want to do to be successful and just copy them and create a template and do exactly what they do. And a lot of you, you've got that template and created yourself a business from exactly what we do. Those of you on the AMG group are starting to, look at developing, capital growth and learning from myself and Emmanuel Ezekiel. So read. That's where you're going to get loads of information. Instead of sitting there at night thinking, oh, the negative thoughts, if that's what's going to happen. If you find yourself not being able to get yourself into a positive thought process, read a book about motivation. Read a book about the new logics around strategies for capital growth or whatever it might be. I've got loads of them. Just let me know. I'll send them to you. I've got ebooks, you name it. Get yourself to reading at least 15 minutes a night. It will help you sleep as well. Don't watch TV. Don't fucking sit on the phone. Read an actual book, because the actual light from your tablet or whatever it might be actually creates some disturbance in your brain, so you can't get to sleep. I don't know what it is. I'm not a doctor, not a scientist. So get a good old-fashioned paperback. Have a good read. Not only will you relax yourself, you will get positive thoughts, and guess what? You'll learn something good and something new. Wow. It's a benefit all the way. So we've got about 10 minutes left, troops. I said we do about an hour. So what is mindset? So this is not information I've created. This is from a doctor who from the Cincinnati or something university from many years ago, came up with the word mindset and what it was all about. So he speaks about why brains and talents don't bring success. So I know guys who have PhDs and bachelors and master this and dicks of this and fucks of that or whatever, and yet they're not successful in any way. They sit there and they become introverts, and they just become study swats all their life. Whilst they enjoy that, that's great, but the point is that brains and talent, or whatever it might be, are not going to make you successful, not going to make you money, if that is what you perceive success to be. They can also stand in the way of your success. So if you if you talk to certain people about certain things, like my good old mum, you may say to yourself, she says, well, you don't want to do that. Why don't I want to do that, mum? Because I don't want to do it. Okay, so you're not comfortable with it because your comfort zone is this big. I'm comfortable with it because my comfort zone is a different level. So her knowledge will stand in the way of her becoming an entrepreneur successful in something that she doesn't understand. So read about it, find about it, the strategies, get educated about it. But then you need to think about a growth mindset. So as you can see here, now you talk about CEOs, lots of CEOs and parents. I know the parents and how they teach at the nursery. They teach a lot around growth mindset. Massive athletes as well. You look at Mo Farah now, falls over on his last bloody race and is going to be foiled. It's hard enough to win a race, even if you're starting the bloody front. And yet he falls over, gets hacked over, almost at the back of the field. What does he do? Comes back and bloody wins. Did Mo Farah, when he fell down, stay down and go, I'm fucked. Can't go on. I'm not going to win this. There's no way I can win this now. The best athletes in the world at this 10,000 meters or whatever it was, 5,000 meters, are now 100 meters in front of me. How can I make that up? And still be bloody breathing at the end. Did he think that? No way on this earth. He's got up and all he said to himself, I've got to win this race. And what else did he think? He's got like 2 or 3 kids or 4 kids or whatever it was. And each kid that he's won a championship. So he couldn't let the next kid down that was just born. So that was the one thing, the number one thing that spurred him on. Can't let my kid down. Got to win the race. So you need to find things in your life, your why, if you like, that are going to help you achieve what you need to achieve. So mindsets are split into 2. There's fixed mindset and there's growth mindset. Growth mindset is 1 + 1 = 2. In our world, 1 + 1 could equal 2, but if we double that, it could be 4. So you need to think in a different way and get away from standard logic that everyone teaches out there. Talent alone and brains alone are not going to make you successful. My brother is a talented musician, and he could pick up drums and you say, play this, and he'll play it and he'll do this, and he'll play the saxophone, play this tune, he'll do it. He can do playing here or here and play whatever you call it. But if I said to him, right, go and set up a band, go and make some money, monetize this. Oh, no. Oh, no, I can't do that. So he's amazing at this, and he's got so much knowledge, but he has this fixed mindset that he's at one single level. So talent alone will not create success without massive effort. So in a growth mindset, people believe that their most basic abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work, which is what we're about. Now, some of you, there's accountants on here, there's solicitors. Yes, you have a fixed education in certain areas. But if I were an accountant, I'd be thinking, right, how can I use that? Or a solicitor, how can I use that to monetize other areas? It's, people who have degrees, they have a certain discipline about them because they've had to do these fixed things or fixed modules to actually get to their degree. Yes, they drink a lot of piss as well, but if you know what I mean, it creates, and I know people who will only employ people, salespeople, who actually have a degree because they say that they've been through some sort of discipline, some sort of template, mentality, so that all they have to do is give them a template of how to do things and they follow it. I know a diesel mechanic who went through an apprenticeship, and he went to sell Yellow Pages many years ago when it was still Yellow Pages and not online. And he was their top sales guy for like 5 years, just because he simply followed a set template. He didn't sort of go out and try and be an entrepreneurial. He just followed that template. So we are also about templates. We talk about the 7 steps to get into rent to rent or service accommodation, and they're all slightly different. And there's other things around them, and obviously different ways of running them. But you need to create and love learning. The sort of highest point of resilience, if you like, that is essential for becoming great. You need to work out, and you're only going to find this from people. When I say you look up at people and you see what they're doing, you be inspired by them and think, right, what did they do to get there? I can guarantee you they didn't read a fucking £39.95 book and they got there. They read 10 of those books and they got off their ass 10 times more than those books to go and create what they've created. So virtually all great people have all of these qualities that we're talking about, not just brains and talent. So mindsets here are your beliefs. So I'm not going to go through all this. So on the recording, you can read it or screenshot it, whatever you want. Your beliefs will either make you great or give you the opposite. Remember back to whatever you think about expands. And like your beliefs, I'm not talking your beliefs like, yes, I believe in God, I believe in Hindu, I believe in Sikh or whatever it might be. That's your beliefs that you get there from religions. I'm talking about your beliefs about how you can be successful, how successful you can be. Because so many people, with a fixed mindset, and it's also almost like a negative mindset as well, is that they think that they're not worth $5,000 a month. They think they're not worth 10 grand a month. If you talk to them about 30 grand a month or 40 grand a month, fuck that, man. There's no way I'm ever going to do that. And that's their mindset, which is why, even when we do our marketing, sometimes we just put out there, you can make 4 or 5 grand a month because it's more achievable to certain people. If we put out there, go and make 100 grand a month, which you can, who's going to think that's achievable? Hardly anyone. But you can scale up to that. So it's also always better to start with those small chunks with your goals. So growth mindset is where we want to be. And if you think about Mozart, you think about Darwin, you think about Lewis Hamilton, right? Whether you're into F1, music, or football or basketball, whatever, it doesn't matter. But you think about Lewis Hamilton, he started, and there's loads of photos when he's a kid, like started racing cars when he's 6 years old. How much practice has he had to do? How many little tweaks has he had to make to become world champion? David Beckham, he's known as not the greatest footballer, but he's earned more money than any bloody footballer put together, I think. And yet, he got 110 caps or whatever it was for England or whatever it was. I don't know all the specs. But for somebody who's not the greatest footballer on earth, his biggest talent was the dead ball. He could basically land the ball from anywhere on the field, and I think he'd done it from half-time a few times, into the net. Do you think that comes without practice? No chance. Do you think it comes without dedication? No chance. Do you think he gets there without having fixed tasks that he does every week, like going training, doing this, doing extra training if he thinks he's not as good as the other guys? No chance. Cristiano Ronaldo, Wasn't the greatest footballer around. Still isn't, according to him. But his practice. He's won so many bloody trophies now. Michael Jordan failed so many times. I think he got kicked out of teams. Everyone still, if you say who's the greatest basketball, people say Michael Jordan. Who's the greatest footballer in the world at the moment? Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, it depends on who you bloody support, Liverpool, Everton. You'll say he's a dickhead. But do not put down what these guys achieve. Now, without years of passionate practice and learning, these guys don't get there. And neither do you. So you may know some of these people here. Do you think they're resourceful, or do you think they have resources? Walt Disney, Oprah Winfrey, Steven Spielberg, look, all rejected. Isaac Newton, rejected, pulled out of school. J.K. Rowling, single mum living off welfare when she wrote the first novel. She's had a transformation, not just in income, but the way she looks like. Who are you? James Dyson, look how many failures, 5,126 prototypes, and all of his savings over 15 years. Then what? Boom, I get it. Would you go for 15 years and diminish all of your savings to get to what is now essentially a multi-billion pound company? Many of you would probably say no, if not most. Jay-Z, the rapper, couldn't get any record labels to sign him. Then what he did is he went out and put a note out that he's selling his records from the boot of his car. That's how he started. So it doesn't matter, and these guys are multi-millionaires, some of them billionaires. But they all started with fuck all experience. They all started with exactly the same knowledge that you and I have today. In fact, probably less. But their passion was to make something of their life. They didn't listen to naysayers. They didn't listen to people bringing them down. We had some family over for Christmas. Well, how's the property business going? Yeah, good, dickhead. Shut the fuck up is what you wanted to say. Yeah, good. And how's your business going? Oh, things are tough at the moment. Yeah. You must be finding it tough. They just want you to agree with them to make them feel better that they're not the only ones who are fucking suffering. They're suffering because that's what they tell themselves. That's what's expanding in their head. We are suffering. Go and fucking read, mate. Goodbye. Go and do something else. But you just have to human these people sometimes. So, what do you want from life, troops? No excuses. With the knowledges that we teach you and what we've taught you, some of you have changed your life. Those who haven't, you need to get off your ass and start making changes. Now, for those who think that it's still a little bit too hard, I hope that I've motivated you in some of this to actually get off your ass and do something. If I haven't, I don't consider that I've failed. I just consider that maybe it's not the right time for you. But I can tell you what, if now's not the right time for you, put yourself to sleep right now with a sleeping tablet. When you fucking wake up, that's the time. You need to get going now. Because if you're thinking the same way that you were 6 months ago and 3 months ago or a year ago, or if you're thinking today, if only I'd have done what these other guys have done, I'd be making a fortune now, and I probably wouldn't even be sitting here listening to the shit that Ash is fucking spilling out of his mouth. I'd be out on holiday somewhere in some nice warm climate. Do it now, people. So, service accommodation. Massive in 2016, big in 2015, huge in 2016. It has grown beyond belief. It's amazing. It's one of the quickest growing strategies that I've seen in all of my time in property. And it's also simple to do. Lots of people have fucked it up because they don't have the right terms and conditions in place. So they've had properties wrecked. Yes, that happens, but it's going to happen with people who have the lack of knowledge. They don't do it the right way. Remember the guy starting up restaurants that, cook a bit of bolognese? It's easy to set up service accommodation. Take a house, furnish it, rent it out on Airbnb booking, boom. Oh, it's smashed up and it's costing me money. I'm not going to do it again. It's a load of shit. I'm a fucking naysayer. The reason is because they don't have the right education, they haven't done it the right way, and they're not doing it the right way, and they haven't got the right conditions in place, they're not using the right channel managers, whatever it might be. Everything needs to be in place. 2017 is the prime year for serviced accommodation. Mark my words now. Now you can come back to me in a year's time and say, Ash, well done, you were right. Or you can come back and say, listen, dickwad, remember that slide? I screenshotted it. You're full of shit. It didn't happen. If you come back to me at the end of 2017 and say that service accommodation didn't happen, I'll eat something. I don't know what, but I'll eat something. And we don't need any comments from Ravi about what I'm going to eat. And then leading into 2018, it will have a massive boom effect out there amongst the property sector. Now, I'm not talking just about rent to rent. I'm talking about buy to lets as well, using them as serviced accommodation, which in turn gets rid of all the headaches as well. So if you're looking for capital growth, you're looking for income, both serviced accommodation will provide both of them. Now, the reason that it's going so freaking mad this year is simply because of the effect of what the government's been doing. Smart property investors are doing the service accommodation strategy now. In 2018, I would probably expect some regulations to come in place. But once you've got these in place, it will be much easier to adjust to the regulations. They may not, but I would always say let's assume that that's going to happen in 2018. So then we're ready for it. But you need to get these up and running. Now, the £1.5 million business that I've already started, that I'm going to get to in turnover by June 3rd, my birthday in 2018. That's my goal. And this is it. This is the actual strategy that I'll be using. So that's my focus for the next 18 months, to build £1 million turnover business from serviced accommodation. Why serviced accommodation for me? Because it's a business that I can build, I can scale, and I can also leverage other people's time. It means that I can work on the business on a consistent basis, and maybe 10% of the time in the business, which is simply training other people to do what we know already, to take bookings, to manage this, to manage that, to do all the bollocks that I don't want to do. You're going to have to do the bollocks for the first 3 or 4 deals, because that's the way it is. You need to learn something, because you can't teach something if you don't know something. So this is the business that I'm focusing on, because a true business to me is a business that is scalable, but it's also going to be running consistent, whether you're in the country or out of the country, on holiday, sick, whatever it might be. Now, one of the things that spurred me on to do this is my wife did some fundraising for a lady who got breast cancer. And we set a goal to raise 500 for them for Christmas, and they raised 2,700 odd pound or something like that. And the reason that she didn't have any money, and because she had to stop working in her business, because her business only performed if she was in the business. So much like our training business, you know, most of what we do is face to face or meet here now. If I'm not doing it, we can't make any money. That's the way it is. So it's not a sustainable business over the years to come. It's something that I enjoy. It's not something that I will do forever. And I would say that probably by June 2018, it will be something that I scale down, because it's something, you know, I'll be thinking more about lifestyle by that stage as well. And my wife and I simply have, you know, plans in place to build up 2 businesses, which is this and her childcare business. She's going to get another childcare business as well. And that currently, if you had another one that had the same income, they would generate around about £30,000 a month income just on those. So we have a target that we want to set. And again, that's a business that we can walk away from and that can be run as well. So we also, cherish our kids, and we want to do all we can for our kids and spend as much time as we can with our kids. And we will continue to help other people, but it will be on a more of a one-to-one basis than 2 or 3 people here and there who are really serious about making money. So we do have a service accommodation masterclass this month. If anyone is interested, I will put it up on the screen there. You should be able to see it. I think it's the 28th, and it's in Peterborough. For those who have been there, most of you have, you know where it is. So, questions. Fire me some questions. Thank you, Ravi. I like that question. Is it a big one or a small one? Shania, it's up to you. Let me know. And for those who want to book on service accommodation, if you haven't already, you can bring a friend as well, family friend, boyfriend, lover, someone maybe you're trying to hook up with. I don't know if that's going to impress them. So fire me some questions. For those asking, sorry, yes, thank you. For those asking about the AMG, so the Advanced Mastermind Group is something that we run every month. You would have seen the offers that we put up. I don't know if we have anything on here. I might be able to load it up. But basically you can, we have, I need to check the date. So when was the next one? Let me check. So that's run by myself and Emmanuel Ezekiel. January. It's on a Friday, and it's Friday the 20th. And again, it's Peterborough. The why a Friday? Some of you asking, simply because that was the vote. We put it out to public. We got a vote. Whether you like Brexit or not, you voted it out. So Fridays it is. And I know some of you work, but unfortunately, sorry, that's the way it is with that. We're going to focus on, I think we've got a developer coming in who builds multiple dwellings to teach people about how to deal with a developer and what things to look out for. So these are proper professional guys, not some fucking willy-nilly dickhead from a caravan building bungalows. And so they will be there. I need to confirm that, but it's pretty much 90% done. And Emmanuel, as you know, he's a big mindset guy and is trained with all the big guys like T.R. Becker and Tony Robbins and all those troops. And he will be running a 2-hour session on the Christmas tree, what he calls the Christmas tree and goal setting. It's awesome. So that's on the 20th. I'm just going to take that one off, and I'll see if I can put the other one on. Yeah, I do. Yeah, so the Advanced Mastermind Taster Session should be on the screen now. So it's only 97 quid plus VAT. You get lunch included. It's not worth 97 quid, but the content is. And if you like it, then you can sign up for the 12-month if you like it. If not, then you can say adios, you guys are the shit, you're a load of crap, I didn't like it, and then tally ho, or you may say it's not for me right now, whatever, no pressure. So yeah, you can go to the mastermind group. It's run every single month except in December and perhaps June as well, I think, whenever myself goes on holiday. So those asking when there's Emmanuel back, I think he's back on the 12th of January. He's been in Los Angeles learning to fly for the last couple of months or so, and I need to speak to him today actually and ask him how he's gone. I did hear from him New Year's Day, so he hasn't crashed and died. So hopefully that's helped you all with some inspiration or motivation to get your asses in gear for this year. So unless there's any questions, I'm going to say tally ho and thank you very much. So now we've gone over an hour, so hour and a quarter. It was an impromptu thing. So thank you for all of those who've joined. Appreciate your time. And anyone on a recording, thank you for listening to the recording. So I'm going to say, Talio, thanks, guys. All the best. Have a good one.